We have another call. We got Dan calling in from Canada. My fellow Dan calling in. What's going on, Dan?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. Just want to throw out a sorry. Been watching the show here, so not all Canadians.
You know what? I appreciate that. Thank you. We always assume the worst about the Canadians that call into this program, but thank you for alleviating some of that stress for us. How can we help you, Dan?
Well, there's a couple things that I thought I could call into the show with, but it's getting close to the end, so I got a spooky story. How about that?
A spooky story? Is it a real story, like a story that happened to you?
A real story happened to me, and, well, my mom thinks it's proof of God.
Wait, it's a real story that happened to you and somehow is proof of God, according to your mom? How does that work?
Okay.
Well, now that I got you curious, I'll tell you the story. Way back in the far off time of 2007, I found myself in the beautiful countryside of Afghanistan. And
I wonder what you were doing in Afghanistan in 2007. I'm sorry, I just had to say it. It's pretty funny. Anyway.
Yeah, no. Mostly touristy stuff, taking pictures, driving 10,000 liters of diesel down the highway, every day.
That's cool. Awesome. All right. Anyway.
So we did a lot of things at night because, well, we could see and they couldn't. So one of the things we had to do was go get my truck filled back up with fuel so we could keep doing stuff. And this particular night, I didn't have my own set of night vision, so I had to go borrow a set of night vision. And being the Canadian Army, this was like night vision circa 91 Bosnia. We just borrowed this from America grade. It's not great.
Oh man.
And so I get it.
Doesn't sound good.
Set it up, and I'm driving through the night in a convoy. Back roads, no roads, just doing what I can. And we get through about 2 hours of drive into our location, and we have to pull over to the side and wait for them to figure out getting us in and parked and everything else. And I turn to my co-driver and it's like, hey, bud, you got more time in than me. Do you know how to work these night vision better than me? Because I can't see much. And he's like, yeah, give them to me. I hand them over to him. He hands them back. And I put them on my head and it's like, wow, there's a truck in front of us. And he's like, okay. You couldn't see that truck in front of us. No, it was anything more than 3 feet ahead of me. I was, waiting for you to say something.
Okay, that doesn't sound very good. I'm now worried about the Canadian military presence in Afghanistan in 2007, and I'm worried about how they're faring today. But thanks for adding that to my list for you, Stan. But please, by all means, continue your story.
Well, when I get home months later, and I'm talking with my parents, and I'm telling them about stuff I did, and we're relaxing, and I tell them about this time I drove blind across the desert, and my mom just stops, has this look of complete shook up on her face, and she proceeds to tell me about the night that she woke up from a dead sleep in a cold sweat because she was worried her son was lost and could not see, and prayed for my safety that I would make it through the night. And that's my
there it is.
Mom.
Wow. Okay. I'm sorry. Your mom, that's gullibility right there. I mean, I could do that too. That's real easy. I'll be like, Lord, I hope Ben has a really good night's sleep tonight. And if you come out feeling refreshed tomorrow, maybe I'm a Christian again. I don't know. If that's all it takes, That's funny, Dan.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to convince you to up and change thoughts and
Yeah.
beliefs, but I think it was a good call for the show.
That is a whoo, oh boy. Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know. I definitely know people who are like that all the time, right? Who say, well, what's your evidence for God? Well, I prayed for this thing and it happened. And I think for a lot of people that's like a private thing. I don't know if I think there's a lot of people that even kind of realize the absurdity of that and maybe don't say that out loud. But I think privately a lot of people do believe in God because of reasons like that. I've definitely seen that before. So I don't know. It's interesting how far we can go, huh?
Well, all I know is I couldn't get blowed up overseas because my mom would come, to the afterlife to kick my ass. So I knew I was going to be fine.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. I'm glad. Your mother could have saved the war. I mean, your mother could have. I mean, if she had expanded her horizons a little bit, I mean, who knows what could have happened? I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I think if we got everybody's mom in a circle and sat them down, there would
That's
have
right.
been a lot more rations and a lot fewer bullets used.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right about that. So yeah, we have another call I want to try to get before the end of this show. So I am going to let you go, but thank you for telling that story. That was a fun bit of levity. I appreciate that. You have a good rest of your night.